Okay, let me mute that. Hello. Hello. Hello, Ash. All right, let me start this thing, huh? Twitter, okay, Twitter doesn't work. Just a second, please. Okay. Hi. Hello. Long time no see. Actually, I don't know. When was the last? My birthday. My birthday was the last time I did a live stream. So yeah, long time no see. It's been almost two months. Sorry, I'm eating fruit snacks while we get started. So, October's almost over, which means, sorry about the chewing noises, which means it's almost November, which means Nanowrimo starts in 4 days. Jesus. Four of them. And while I don't necessarily, my hands are green. While this year I'm not doing NaNoWriMo in the traditional sense, where you write like ideally a new project with the goal of hitting 50,000 words. I've done that. I am taking November to hopefully finish the first draft of my novel that I've been working on for like 2 years now. Has it been 2 years? That's painful. Yeah, so I'm taking that designated novel writing month. Yeah, National Novel Writing Month. To put in the work and finish. And I just figured that'd be a fun thing to talk about, like sort of, I guess, Preptober, what I'm working on, just writing process and whatever. So, yeah. Yeah, I know, YouTube. I just got a notification for my own live stream, so thank you so much. Thank you for making sure I don't miss out on this. So I'm always very awkward when at the beginning of these. I'm sorry, I still haven't figured that out. So I guess while I'm gonna wait a few minutes before I really jump into it, but first I want to talk about the fact that I want to apologize for the fact that I'm green. My hands are green. You probably can't really see it, but I have a very green tint to my face. It's on my nose. You can probably see it around my ears and my neck, but my hands are the main culprit right now. If you follow me on social media, on Twitter and Bookstagram, you will have already seen that today I I did I turned myself into the Wicked Witch of the West, specifically Elphaba slash Zelina from once for books, solely for Bookstagram, and now I'm dealing with the aftermath. My skin is stained green. I'm still wearing the hat, the witch's hat also, and I've been saying this, that it's going to be really difficult after this season to stop wearing this hat. I love this hat so much. Thank you so much. The paint that I used was actually dumpster fire trash, and so I'm like, all right, I'm not going to be able to really do many close-ups. It was, by the time I went outside to take the pictures, my skin looked like it was flaking off. So next time I'm going to need to get like more of a cream based, which is like I have a white one, so that I used for another Once Upon a Time look that I did. So you live, you learn. But it was fun. It was fun to do, and I love Wicked with my whole heart. It's my favorite musical. Alpha was my dream role, and I love Zelina from Once. I love Bex Mader, who plays her. He's one of my favorite people I've ever met in my life. So, I'm writing a book. I don't even know where to start, honestly. Sorry, I have an orange fruit snack and it's very tart. Hold on. Ooh. Ooh. Love that for me. So I guess there are two people watching. Who's the second person? Oh, I think I'm the second person watching. That's funny. I'm so stupid. So, how do I want to do this? I don't know how I want to do this. But I wanted to do like almost like a Q&A format. But like no one sent me questions. Well, Ashley sent me a question, and I do plan on answering that eventually. But because like I do my writing vlogs, and since I'm working on the same project, there's not much different. I don't really go into detail about what the plot of the book's about, because I think that would like spoil things. I think a fun thing that to do would, I guess maybe I could read some excerpts from the novelle. We could talk about my writing process, I suppose. I say too much. Maybe in the meantime, I guess I'll just talk. Maybe. Oh, I hate that idea. All right, so I started writing this particular novel, which we call La Novelle. If you follow me on social media, you'll see that whenever I'm talking about this particular novel, I refer to it as the La Novelle. Why? I don't know. I don't even know where that came from. But I started properly working on it November of what year is this? 2020? 2017? Yeah, because I did Nano. I won Nano with the Peter Pan retelling in 2015. So Nano 2017 is when I properly started writing novella. I actually have the notes still of the when I first came up with the idea. Let's go and find it so I can tell you. Ooh, unless I change, I hope I didn't. Hold on. The idea came to me on February 26th, 2017, and it came from a dream, actually. A lot of my story ideas come from dreams. I can be quite a vivid dreamer. In fact, I think it was last night. Well, not last night, the night before last. Was it last night? The 27th. I have it in my notes also. That another dream I woke up from, that I was awakened from by my disrespectful alarm. And it was just stuck in my head. So I had to write it down. I'm like, this could be a thing, which is dangerous because, sorry, which is dangerous because how am I really going to sift through all of these ideas? I can't really write this many novels. I'm having trouble finishing one. So I have to teach myself every time you have an interesting dream, Amber, you don't necessarily have to try to turn it into a book. So I have that one, and then another one that I've kind of been toying with and focusing more on than I probably should. That one came from a dream also. But anyway, back to the point. That the initial idea came from a dream. And funny story, in the dream itself, when nope, that's the new one. Initially, the story was like a cross between like a futuristic or dystopian fantasy. And since like working on it, it's become a whole like just like strictly fantasy novel. But that's always interesting when I look back at that note. Like, oh yeah, I remember that. I don't remember. I don't know how I would have properly done a like dystopian fantasy. But if I don't know if I could pull it off, but if someone else that's more talented than I am, hello, if someone else that's more talented than I am could take what was initially in my head and turn it into a book, it could have been pretty rad. But yeah, now it's strictly fantasy, which I'm not upset about. I love me a fantasy. I love just kind of like the atmosphere of this particular book. I was going to say the world, but I really suck at world building. So I like the vibe. I'm going to try not to say vibe every 30 seconds. But I don't remember what my initial point was when I started actually talking about how this particular novel came to be. Oh, another fun fact actually was that I started this. Like I said, it came from the initial idea came from a dream, but I only started allowing myself to actually work on it because the novel that like I said, I had won Nano 2015 with Peter Pan retelling, sort of. But the hard drive that was on became corrupted, and I thought it was lost forever. I recently finally got the hard drive fixed, so I have that story back in my life, and I'm so happy. But it honestly, this year, I when I decided I was going to write all of November, I was like, which story do I choose to work on? Because I could easily sit down and finish that one also. But I think for me, just for myself, I need to finish La Nouvelle because I won't be satisfied. I have put blood, sweat, and tears into this novel. Like, so many tears, so much sweat. I don't know how much actual blood I've shed over this book, but a lot of tears, lots of sweat. I've physically thrown it out at one point, so I need to finish it for me. And like, I still very much love the Peter Pan novel. And ideally, initially, I wanted that to be published first, but I mean, finishing a draft doesn't dictate which one will actually be published first. So I say that as if it's going to be published. Honestly, with the way publishing is right now, yeah, we'll see. But like I said, I don't really remember my point. So if you have any sort of writing questions, feel free to send them my way. Yeah, I was saying, I did mention this in the beginning, that I am not necessarily doing NaNoWriMo in the traditional way as I've done in the past, because I'm not trying to hit a word count right now. My goal is to finish what I already have, the draft that the draft. It's not a finished draft, but it's still a draft that I already have and have been working on for like 2 years. So I'm taking National Novel Writing Month, November, and I'm dedicating it to finishing this draft once and for all. It is called. Yes. So technically, yes, I am doing NaNoWriMo, but not the traditional way. Also, I am aware that my hands are green. I did talk about that at the beginning also. Did I answer your question? My mom made sure to send my stress ball in with me because I am not very good at talking to people, believe it or not. Okay. What else do I need to chat about? What else do I want to chat about? Oopsies. So, I was going to say something. I don't remember what I was going to say. Yeah, I think part of my problem with finishing anything is distraction. I get distracted very easily, which is why I am planning to mostly disappear off the interwebs for November, because that pulls so much of my attention. Twitter, YouTube, and like whatnot. I do plan to continue posting on YouTube because, gotta get the content out. And I'll probably be posting on Bookstagram, but I'm not going to be like really, scrolling Twitter at all hours of the night. And also, another huge distraction, which I don't really know how to fix right now, is other projects. My brain doesn't really understand the whole, we're working on one thing right now. We're working on one thing and one thing only. My brain's like, yeah, but what about this dialogue that could be in this project number 17 that you have no business even thinking about right now? My notes app on my phone is literally just mostly story ideas. Like, I wish I was joking. Like excerpts from ideas, what I do most of the time, because like I just said, most of my notes in my app, the notes app, are story ideas, and like I'll write them down here first. And most of the like my initial writing process for a project is done in the notes app. And then when I'm ready to actually sit down and actually put work into it, I'll move it to Pages or Scrivener. That usually goes like Notes app, Pages, and then you know it's real when it makes it to Scrivener. But I have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have a bit of the sequel of the book I'm working on now. 8. Like 3 different notes that are pieces that I then put in to La Novelle. 9. 10. Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot. Like, and then that's a lot. And then my brain's constantly and those are just the ones that are in my notes app. I have like notebooks that are also filled with ideas. And then my brain's like constantly hopping around to the different worlds, different characters, different vibes. I have like 2 adult contemporary romance books that I'm working on for some reason. One, excuse me. One is inspired by, loosely inspired by real life, not real life events, but like people that I know. I was bands that I used to be friends with. I'll say that. I'll leave that there. My mom's here. Hi. Hi, Dawn Medley. How's it going? Um, yes. So my writing process is, or process is a really strong word to use because it's usually just me staring at the document that I have and not doing anything else. I have reread, I have, Jesus, I have reread this novel, or novel still feels like, it doesn't feel like the right word. So many times. So many times. It's ridiculous. So that's great. I love that for me. Question. I have a question. Actually, let me answer this question first. Because initially, like I said in the beginning, I had the poll, not a poll, I had it in my story on Instagram. I left it available that people could leave questions if they wanted. I got one, thanks Ashley. And it was, what music do I listen to when I write? And I made sure to screenshot that because that was one I definitely knew I wanted to answer because my playlist is one of my favorite parts of my whole writing process. I can't write in silence. I know there are a lot of people who are like, how do people write with music, like with lyrics? But because I need noise. I need noise, not like outside noise. I can't do with like people talking or the TV or whatever, but I need like right in my ears, something to distract me from the outside world, but also like where I can focus. Does that make sense? What was I going to say? I'm sorry. Oh, and for that very reason, I just got a new pair of noise canceling headphones, which I'm really excited to use for November. But for writing, I have a playlist for every project that I'm working on. And generally, most of the playlist, I'm pulling it up on Spotify. Most of this playlist there's a lot of Aurora on here. There's a lot of Aurora. She makes up most of this playlist. Actually, there's some Paramore, obviously, Bishop Briggs. For this particular project, I have a lot of songs that are, I guess, empowering, and a lot of them with like references to royalty. I generally like the way I make a playlist is usually I'll peruse like the mood section of Spotify for like whatever mood I need to be in for whatever I'm working on, for whatever like scene I'm working on, or like a dialogue bit or whatever, to try to get into that mindset. And I'll add my favorites to the playlist. But most of these are very like uplifting songs of like claiming your power and stuff. Like literally one of the songs, I think the top songs to on this playlist so far that summarize the project would be, hold on, I planned this out, would be did Spotify freeze? Do you mind? Right now is not the time for that. Right now is not the time. Okay, we'll do it on my phone. That's fine. Would be okay. Would probably be We Remain by Christina Aguilera from the Catching Fire playlist. Monster by Paramore, which is such an underrated song. Monster. Queendom by Aurora. What was the other one? And like My Power and Other Side by Beyonce from the Lion King, The Gift. Oh, also Sad Forever by Lau. Is that how you pronounce his name? So those are like the songs that I think summarize the novel the best. Yeah, I'm always adding new stuff onto my playlist. I also have a separate playlist that's just like upbeat songs to get my blood pumping to write, because this playlist writing makes me sleepy for some odd reason. I always complain about this in my nano vlogs that when I'm like really working, I get so tired. And between that and like this playlist specifically, or most playlists, because like most of the songs I listen to have just, of chill, mellow, not mellow, some of them vibe to them. So I'm always tired. So sometimes I need a break. So I have a playlist that's specifically like upbeat, blood pumping songs. Like we have Fly by Nicki Minaj and Rihanna. My Power, again, by Beyonce. Juice by Lizzo. So that's what I'm listening to right now. There are a lot of angry songs on this playlist too, which makes sense when you know what's going on with this poor girl, everything I've put her through. What else? Let me get this clip. I always forget to do this. I always say I'm gonna get a cute clip in my vlog of me on live, so I never do it. Here she is. Okay. Anyway, moving on. So, I think my struggles when it comes to finishing, and the main thing that is holding me back? Well, first and foremost, I should probably discuss what my actual goals for November are. Like as far as the steps I need to take to finish this draft, because I don't write in order, I don't write in chapters. So I write like as it comes to me. I am definitely not, I'm more of a I would like to consider myself a plantser, where I plan to an extent, but also pants to an extent, but like more heavily on the pantsing side. Like I wish I could be more structured with my writing process, but I'm not. Which, on one hand, is good because I am able to move with the story and let my characters, my world develop authentically. And I'm not like as concerned about getting certain things perfectly before moving on. But on the other hand, I now have so many gaps in the story that need to be bridged. I have so many bits where I'm like, okay, I know that this happens. I know that this happens. How do we get here? How do we get here? So that's a problem. That's the main thing. That's when I was doing my more frequent writing vlogs. That was a main thing I was complained about, and I was working on. That's what I was trying to say. I'm sorry. I was working on. I was doing my plot cards, but I had, because I'm excessive. I went through and wrote down every scene that I have done, I've completed, so I could put them in order. Because I don't write in order, like I said. So now I have to put them in order, and along with that, see which scenes actually fit in the story, which need to be in the story, and which ones can go, basically. So that's that's the first thing I need to do before trying to add or subtract or multiply anything else. And then my other huge problem, actually, I think that's the main thing that's holding me back, is that I still don't understand my villain the way I feel like I should at this point. I know who it is, I know what they've done, but I'm still not sure. Hi, Neeks. I'm not sure if I have a full grasp on why they've done the thing that they've done, or like exactly what makes them tick. I have right now have no idea of how to figure that out. What makes said villain? What made them who they are? Because they weren't always the way that they were. I know that part, and I think that once I figure that out, I can figure a bunch of, ask them what puts them on the other opposite side of the protag. I'm gonna write this down because I need to think on it, because like I know the answer to that on a surface level. That's the part I'm trying to figure out. The like, what was their bad day moment? That's the part that I need to really figure out. When did they? I am glad you're here. Where'd my pen go? There it is. Okay. It's so hard because I want to I want to say so much that would be literally spoiling the whole book. but that would probably exactly. That would literally spoil the whole book. But exactly, Ashley, that's the whole thing. I was doing so well with my scene cards. Um, wrote them all out, put most of them in order. Then I have like this little stack. And I'm just like, who are you? How did you get here? Where am I supposed to put you? Which I guess in theory means that I don't need them, that they are possibly filler scenes that aren't necessary, but I like them. And I know there's the whole, like, that's a struggle. It's a common struggle, but like sometimes I just want these two characters to be cute. Okay, can like you chill, Amber? Um, see, uh, honestly, yeah. At this point, I'm like you're just gonna be bonus material, bonus content. Um, I'm I'm writing down notes, right? And I just realized I don't have to censor who the villain is in my notes. I know who it is. Uh, speaking of notes, okay. Actually found my NaNoWriMo bullet journal, which I'm excited about. Bye, mother. My mom's leaving. And it's so fun to look back. NaNoWriMo 2017. Ugh, Lord. I have so many notes in here about all like the characters. Oh, this is fun. I put in so much work at the beginning of this. All right, I just read a note that like I haven't even thought about some of these things. Oh, God, this isn't going to be easy to finish. It's fine. It's fine. No, you have not missed any hints about the story yet, Meeks. I have actually been debating how much of the story itself I would drop because but, and I was also waiting till for a little bit more, chat going on because of what I kind of want to do. All I really talked about was as far as anything important. I talked about my like playlist of music and stuff, but what's my say? What I was thinking about doing was reading a few excerpts from the book, but I don't know. I don't know. That makes me nervous. I'm sweating. uh, do you have this notebook too? I got this so long ago, but got my Melanin Eclectic sticker. Always. I also found a cute little drawing in here. I was sketching Katniss Everdeen. You can't even see what that is. That's fine. Um, okay. Now is the time that I'm sweating again. Because I actually don't really share, sorry, my writing itself with anybody. I actually, in here is the only one that's actually read some of the novel so far. My mom's read like the first couple of chapters. I just said that I don't write in chapters, but like the first like 30 or so, 50 pages. I don't remember how much I gave her, but see, I look how organized you are. I'm such a pantser. I storyboard. Who is she? I don't know her. I have like chicken scratch notes that I'm like, yeah, that's enough. But anyway, I don't have that in here with me. I don't have the hard drive, but I do have, hold on. This is going to be, I'm not flexible enough for this. Ow, Jesus Christ. I have the binder. I have the binder. And when you look at this, I'm sure it's like, Amber, that's a first draft. No, it's not, because it's not complete. It's not. I have my little notebooks. What's in here? Like anything new in here that's important? I have to look at this later, actually. Oh, let's see, story Bible. This is like the most important thing because this is pretty. I just really like looking at it. My mom found it for me, and I was like, yeah, that's perfect. All right. Am I doing this? I'm gonna have an anxiety attack. I'm perusing. See something of worth to read. Not much. I hate my reading. Sorry, when I get stressed, I start putting all of my writing down. How much does that binder weigh? Look, I got a nice little arm workout just now. Nope, that's not appropriate. I have no idea. No, I don't want to read that part because that's a spoiler. Sorry. My mother. Okay, I'm doing this. I'm sorry. I'm trying to find. I'm going to read this. This is a scene from the beginning of the book, and it's not really anything spectacular, but I think it's cute. It's not a scene. It's like, it's just a little bit. Instead of a crown, I wear large sapphire drop. What? Jesus. See, this is why I don't want to do this. I can't read out loud. Instead of a crown, I wear large sapphire drops dangling from my ears. Sieve smudges black around my eyes, giving them a sultry and alluring look. You've outdone yourself, Civvy. I'm not the only one that seems to think so. Where's my little sister? Tyr asks when he sees me. She'll be back tomorrow, I promise him. She better be. I was right that my mother would appreciate my hair. Dev is the only one unimpressed. I expected no less. Well, that is a lot. He indicates my eyes. Did you fall in a pile of ashes? He snickers at his joke, but I keep my response to myself. I won't give him the satisfaction. His eyes narrow when he realizes that he hasn't baited me. I smirk, but before I stride away, I grip his hand and drag him to dance. Zisa, what are you doing? What does it look like, idiot? I'm not dancing with you. You're my sister. Please point out your other options. He scowls, but I can see him caving. Come on, Debbie. He huffs, but then he takes my waist and adjusts the grip on my hand. He rolls his eyes at my smile. You have plenty of people to dance with, so I want to dance with my little brother. He seems pleased with that answer, and when one dance ends, he doesn't run away. He gets in position for the next one. He chews at his lip for a moment. You look really pretty, Zizi. My eyes widen. His words mean so much to me. That means a lot from you. He shrugs and then, what? Nothing. You're just so grown up now. Amusement rises in his eyes and he shrugs again, but when the music starts, he holds himself a little taller. So, Brent, not you too. I'm just curious, especially because he's watching you right now. Oh? He nods once. Now it's my turn to shrug. If you'd rather, I wouldn't. Um, when the song stops, I step back. Okay, I know you don't want to be attached to my hip all night. That's all I'm gonna read. Oh wait, no, I want to finish that. He laughs. Something about looking like our father. That's it. I'm red. So there's that. There's a bit. You know, I did that on purpose, actually. I had to find a dev scene. Oh, yay. Thank you. I love them too, honestly. And I like this moment of happiness before everything that could go wrong does go wrong. Thank you. I don't know, I'm weird. It's just weird to me to let like other people experience what goes on in my head. But these people just live in my head rent free. They are some little sweet little babies. Sweet little babies. And I love them. I just want them to be happy for the rest of their lives. I could have made that happen, but you know. Whew. I'm trying to see if there's something else that we can read that's maybe not as adorable. Oh. I agree. All of my favorite fictional characters are absolutely miserable. Oh, um, no, not that one. No, not that one. So, while I'm finding something else to read, are there any other? Do you have any questions? Anything you're dying to know? I'm not that interesting, so I don't really know. I don't think there would be, but what is this? Oh. Um, actually, I should be going in this direction. There is magic. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I think I think I mentioned before I'm not very good at like world building. That's the thing I know I have to work on. But I'm a character based reader, so I think I'm a very, very character based writer also. Um, so while the rest of the book might suck, my babies are cute. Um, see, high fantasy. I think it's what's right below high fantasy, like low fantasy, like fantasy fantasy. I don't know what. I'm not. I don't know. I don't rank. I don't know how to rank fantasy. High fantasy is what like what. That's where it's like dragons and stuff. I don't know why I said that, but there is magic. There is a interesting magic system that I'm still really figuring out, and I think that I think the fun thing is I'm figuring out like as the characters are figuring it out because it's new to them, right? So I mean, I should have a grasp on how it works, but okay, then yeah, it's high fantasy because it's in a whole other world. You were correct. Um, I don't remember what I was just saying. I'm sorry. I am very scatterbrained today. But technically, yes, it's a high fantasy. There's magic. The main character has magic, but she doesn't figure that out until later in the story. Um, um, hold on. Let's see. Maybe I can choose from one of these that I've already let people read. Mm-hmm. Okay. Is that where I'm at? Yeah, that is actually the page that I'm on right now. Okay, cool. Hi, Becca! Becca! Sorry. Sorry. I'm sorry. Hello. We're talking about my book and not the one that you think you're in. Okay. Do we want another excerpt from the book? Let's see. I'll wait. It's not about you. It's not, Ro. Sorry, I'm still eating fruit snacks. But let me know if we want another excerpt because I found a fun scene that I don't think is severely spoilery. And we meet another character who, spoiler, is the love interest in this book. Yes, there's a love interest in this book. You did, Becca. You really did. But you know, we love a ruckus. I think high fantasy is when the world it takes place in is completely new. Then yeah, it would be definitely be considered high fantasy. Also, the world has a name, but I don't know that it doesn't. It hasn't really settled with me in 2 years, so I feel like this kingdom's going to get a whole new name at some point before I'm done. All right, I'm going to read something else. I've decided. Okay. We've got. Okay. Come with me. The old woman turns, waiting for me to follow. Something in my gut stirs, urging me after her. The hair on my arms and at the back of my neck rises. My blood hums in my veins as we descend underground. A restraining arm grips around my waist and yanks me back a step. What are you doing? Gray hisses. I don't know where he came from. It's okay. I step out of his grasp. Come now, son of the stars, you need to see this too. Gray tenses, but after a heavy moment he follows. I know he's gripping his dagger, ever ready. The air is thick with the scent of earth. I'm starting to regret following this strange, otherworldly woman into what could be a trap. I hear Gray breathing and I'm glad that he showed up. His presence at my back is comforting. We finally end our descent and we're in a dim room that is filled with Joklahari. My breath stills in my chest and my feet are suddenly rooted to the ground. Gray steps closer to me. They can see it. They can see us. I can tell by the silence that falls over us. The princess lives. Her voice rings with authority. Panic. Panic is all that I feel. Zisa. I flinch at the sound of Gray's voice low by my ear. Every pair of eyes is on us, many vivid like my own. They don't seem to know what to do with our presence. Gray loops his arm around my waist again and drags me behind him. Be still, Gray, she says, leveling a hand in our direction. You have nothing to fear. Zisa is safe here. I'm not completely convinced of that. It's not how it ends, but that's where I'm going to leave you. I mean, mood. I love Gray. I love me some Gray Denard. So that's Gray. There he is. We love a man's. Yeah. I'm so like, I don't know. There are no words coming to me, so interpret that as you will. This is a very large binder. And I'm still not done with this draft. What is this? Every time I open the binder, it's like a kissing scene. Ma'am? Spoiler bit. Sorry, this scene. Okay. So. What are we thinking? Is it awful? I know, I have to stop doing that. I have to stop just being like, no, everything's bad. Everything's bad. That's just, I think, like a defense mechanism, if I'm being honest. This is my favorite comment. Thank you so much. I will read it to you like it's an audiobook, I promise. Just like we said we were going to do with Sam's book, I will read it to you like it's an audiobook. That made my day. I was going to say something else. You know whose world building I really am loving right now? It's, I guess because I'm reading the series I'm about to finish. Essay Shopperboarding. The world building in the City of Brass Boats. Chef's kiss. Like that's. I said this when I read the first book that reading that book really put an emphasis and made me realize how much I'm slacking, I guess, when it comes to my world building. But good for you, Shannon. We stand. Saba Tahir's world building is also amazing. So teach me your ways, please. I think Saba has a class in Skillshare. Not spawn. I mean, if you want to sponsor me, Skillshare's not watching this, but I wouldn't be mad at it. But I think Saba has like a class that I should probably look into. Another. Maybe I'll read one more before I end this because I don't think I want to go too far over an hour, you know? Do we want like a cute scene or like something tragic and dramatic? I think maybe one day if I do another one of like a writing live, I think actually letting like a spoiler slip would be fun. Not today, not today, but that's a spoiler. Um, hmm, 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 hmm. It's so hard. The drama bits are really. I guess that's not a spoiler because I do talk about that in the few the brief conversations I've had about this book. That it's known that usually when I've been asked to pitch the book, I usually describe it. Can you not see me, princess? Hello. It's my witch hat. I love my witch hat. It's from Target. What was I saying? Uh, I do talk about the few times I've been asked to pitch the book, like that the main character basically has to take down the rest of her world as she knows it to avenge her family. So we kind of know that her family's no longer with us. Spoiler alert. So I guess that's not. Thank you. I was like, am I leaning weirdly? Okay. I really love this hat. Hold on. I'm going to take it off so you can actually see it. My hair is gross. I'm so sorry. Hat hair. But isn't that fantastic? I have. I don't know what I'm going to do after Halloween's over. And y'all expect me to stop wearing this witch's hat. I'm not going to do it. Um, so that's exciting. Thank you so much. Um, okay, that's exciting. Okay, great, great. So I'm gonna read a drama filled. Just remember what we just found out about her family, which I don't think I've never kept that part a secret. Um, okay. Um, Okay, I'm gonna start right after something. Hi, Oshalay. Hi. Okay, so this scene. Remember when we met Gray in the last scene? Well, we didn't. Y'all met Gray in the last scene. That's not where he's introduced, but still. Um, things are things are a little different between Gray and Ziza in this scene. Okay, okay. You make a valid point, Princess. I don't think in this whole live, I don't think I actually did a proper synopsis of this book, but because I very recently decided I was going to read excerpts. But briefly, this book follows Aziza, who is the last of her family. She's princess. She's the last of her family, and she basically has to take down, destroy what's left of the world as she knows it, basically, to avenge her family and reclaim her throne and her country. I think that's, yeah. And there's magic. There's magic that she doesn't quite understand. She doesn't really figure out her magic until further along in the book. But yes. So this particular excerpt is farther, I guess, more towards the end of this book. And like I was saying, things with Aziza and Gray are different than in the previous scene that he was in. Okay. For those of us just joining here, I sucked it up, and I've shared like 2 previous excerpts from this book, and it stressed me out a little bit, but it's fine. I'm also not the best. I when I get worked up, I certainly can't read, so please bear with me. So anyway, I yank on clean clothes and throw the tent flap open, squint against the sun, and then square my shoulders. Gray looks at me, and I promptly turn away from him. Zizi, his voice is timid. Don't call me that. You can't. Don't call me that. The hurt that crosses his face sets off a new slice of pain down the center of my chest. He's always called me that, even when we were children. The only one that I wasn't related to, but nicknames are reserved for people that I trust. Gray swallows and then nods. Princess. He bows his head. We stare at each other for what feels like a lifetime, but what is actually only the span of a few heartbeats. His eyes are searching, trying to reach the part of me that only he knows how to navigate. The part that I'm desperately trying to close off. I take a tiny step back, and his jaw clenches. I stride past him, squaring my shoulders. I assume the role. I say I a lot. I have to work on that, I know. I feel off kilter and skittish as I step out into a camp of enemies. Every time I look into a new set of eyes, I imagine how they will look as the life drains from them. A thirst for vengeance vibrates in my throat. It's all I can think about, all that keeps me going. Everything reminds me of my family more than ever before. Um, yeah. There's that. There's that. Ooh. I'm stress sweating. I don't know why. Like, it's so, I don't know. Because, like I mentioned before, I generally am very to myself with my writing. Like, there are maybe 2 people in the whole world that I have let read, like, extensively anything that I've written. So, So it's always kind of nerve-wracking sharing bits of this novel. But I guess I have to get over that if I intend for people to read like the whole thing. I don't know how published authors do it. I don't know how they have people just read their stuff. I and then they talk to you about it, and you're just like, yeah. So I've been at this for over an hour. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be on here, but if there's anything in particular you'd like to know that I haven't talked about yet, feel free to leave it in the chat, and I will answer it before we wrap this up. Just gonna eat my fruit snacks. Okay, well, no one has any questions. I think that little excerpt is a fun place to end this. Am I right? I feel like I might want to do another one of these at some point during November, maybe halfway through, to update on my progress throughout the month. But yes, thank you to everyone who's joined. I appreciate it a lot. If you're writing, let's chat. I actually made a Discord for like my writer friends called There's Some Pros in This House. Some pros in this house. Sorry. So if you like going to that, let me know. But yeah, other than that, I will see you when I see you, I suppose. Thanks. Thanks, bye. Okay.